And I'll say this here: if Arsenal wins the Champions League, I will shave my head.
Bro, that's the one I don't want them to win.
If they win the Champions League, I'll shave my hair. Every single thing, I'll be bald.
Bro, I'll go in hiding for like 2 years. In fact, like nobody see me because Arsenal win. No, we won't hear the last of it. We will not hear. And because they're not part of us, right? So they've not won the Champions League before in their lives.
Nope.
So it's like they now want to come and before me. We said no, please, we don't fear that one. Do you understand? So yeah.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Jersey 22. Okay, Alpha now. How you doing?
I do, my brother. How's it going now?
It's been good. It's been good. Nice. Quite busy month, I guess, since it's been a month since we recorded. But it's been good, man. It's been
nice.
Can't complain.
Nice.
Pretty tired, but better be tired than not doing anything, right?
I've been here in Lagos is I was going to use the F word again, but it's so hot, guy. That's to tell you the extent of the heat that we're facing in this part of the world. It's so hot, guy. Like, do you understand? Even today, driving down to the studio today, I was like, yo, fam, even with the AC self, the thing just they give me. I was like, what we go do now? We just have to, keep pushing, man.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. Outside of that, I think I've been good. Work has been good. Recently, we went for the Para Games in Abuja, so that was fun.
Oh, nice.
So kudos to Team Lagos for repping, and for every Para athlete that was out there also. Yeah, congrats to all of them.
Who was the how do I put it? Which state had the most medals?
Oh yeah, it was Enugu. Shout out to Enugu. Yeah, they topped the medals table, so that's
good.
Yeah. We finished 5th though. For it's still Lagos State, we should have done better. But hopefully next year we'll improve on that. So, but yeah, Enugu topped the medal table. So that was
how did my state do? How did Ogun State do?
Ogun State, I don't know. I no check. But since you guys are not in the top 5, so I never concern me. Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry.
Ogun State.
But yeah.
Listen, let's go next year. Let's destroy Lagos, man, because this I don't like this level of disrespect.
Okay.
I don't like this level of disrespect at all, man. This guy said we're not even in the top 5, so
you're not in top 5 now. So that means you're not qualified for Champions League.
No worry,
if you're in Premier League.
Next year, you guys are here in Ogun State people, Ogun State Sports Federation.
Oh yeah,
let's change it. But anyways, yeah. So we got a few topics that we wanted to discuss today, and one of them, and we're gonna start in chronological order, whatever you want to call it. One of them is what we wanted to discuss is the CAF ruling. Morocco was declared AFCON winners ahead of Senegal by CAF. I have a lot to say, but I feel like I'm gonna start very aggressively, so I will let you be the cool head here. So, what is your take on this?
Bro, man, I'm sure you saw the reaction of the entire world, even not outside of Africa. Everybody was like, what? And I think the verdict, came out very late in the night when everybody was sleeping. I think on the African continent.
Like thieves in the night.
So it was like everybody was shocked when, they heard about the news that the CAF appeal board overturned the ruling by the CAF disciplinary board.
Yeah.
So obviously the appeal board is higher than the disciplinary board, right? So they reviewed, because Morocco actually appealed the decision, given by the disciplinary board, that okay, why would you give the trophy to Senegal, right? So the appeal board now gave the ruling in favor of Morocco, that Senegal forfeited the game by going off the pitch or something like that, and then because of that, 3-0 in favor of Morocco. So Morocco, in quotes, are the champions of Africa. And I'm like, how is that even possible, guys? We all watched this game now, so we saw what happened. Do you know something? We all saw what happened. So it was a bit shocking at the time. So yeah, that's the current thing on ground now. So obviously, Senegal was like, nope, we're going to take this to CAS, right? So that's the highest, judicial body for sports, anything sports related. It took it to CAS. So so we're waiting for the verdict, and I'm hoping that obviously it's in favor of Senegal, right? So because I don't think Morocco deserves to be the champion of Africa. We all saw it, right? So they won fair and square. That's Senegal, right? So I don't know what you want to say. I'll add to that, but yeah,
I think Morocco are a shameless organization, completely. And I said this in our last podcast, right? I think. It has been very rare. Sport is one of those, and especially football is one of those sports that kind of unites people. And it's very rare that you see a host of nation agree with one nation over the rest. I'm talking 98% to 1%, and that 1% are just Moroccans, right? Moroccans are the only ones thinking they can win. It's mind-bugging to me. When you watch the entire reaction of when AFCON finished and Senegal won, everybody, bro, there was celebration in Brazil.
Everywhere,
that Senegal won.
Everywhere.
Brazil. Like, again, I need you to picture this. Obviously, there's a lot of African roots and African influence in Brazil. But like, to have Brazilians who technically should be more concerned about like their own South American Cup or like the World Cup coming
Copa
up.
America.
They were Copa America. Were happy that Senegal won ahead of Morocco. Tells you what you need to know. When you look at the entire Twitter flood, social media flood, when Senegal won, everybody was saying, you know, corruption was not given a chance. The best team won. Thank you for standing up for each other, for the rest of Africa. You know, we even had people from Congo say a lot of like appreciative things towards Senegal. And then to see all of this, it's like you're just very delusional as an organization, as a federation, to see this and still think, we're gonna go, because what you're saying is what everybody has been thinking prior, that CAF has been bought by Morocco. And, you know, I said this in our last podcast, and there was another gentleman I saw on Twitter, I've forgotten his name now, mentioned this, that the over-reliance of Africa and African football on Morocco is telling. It's a damn problem right now, because they think they deserve to have won that competition based on, we've been allowing a lot of African competition to be hosted in our country. No, you win by winning. You were like you're excuse my French, you're a good organizer, but you're terrible losers. Like, it makes no sense that you actually took this and thought, you know, we're just going to shove our win down everybody's throat and everybody's just going to, like, you know, fold the arms and say, yeah, congratulations. Yeah, we don't play those games. I'm grateful that Senegal is one of those, you know, as a country that is very grounded in its blackness. And I say this because you know how Moroccans like to say, you know, I know black, I white, you know, but we move that to the side. But for me, I just find it very interesting that they said, you know, we are going to take this to the highest arbitration of sport, right? And make sure that Morocco is made an example out of. And CAF, as an organization, have continued to, what's the word I'm looking for? Disrespect itself in the world stage, right? Jamie Carragher, who I don't like to give airtime to, said something about how the CAF is not really a big deal, which I disagree with. But when you have a governing body that continues to embarrass us, not because CAF doing this is not just embarrassing CAF, it's embarrassing the whole of Africa, the whole of African sport, the whole of African football. It makes no sense that this even was allowed to go beyond the four walls of the organization to say, hey, guys, let us be reasonable here. Like, they are adults. These are not kids. There are adults in that room that said, yeah, this is a good thing. Let's just post this out and say, Morocco won this. My goodness. Like, and the CAF presidents, you know, I've praised them in the past in the way they organized the tournament in Ivory Coast. I think that was a very well run tournament. It was a lovely experience for everybody on board, but ourselves, and even we didn't win that, but we still are grateful for that opportunity to see a good tournament being hosted.
And the funny thing is that, like, it was Ivory Coast that played against Nigeria in the finals, and it didn't feel like they were trying to cheat. You know?
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. Like no Nigerian that watched that game is going to be like, you know, we felt cheated. We lost fair and square. But the same cannot be said for Senegal. Like, Ivory Coast was more, even like during the Ivory Coast tournament, it was more of like miracle on miracle on miracle for them, because they were literally about to be knocked out of the tournament. They sacked their manager. They changed their coach within the tournament. It was like, that's a good story. But Morocco's story is just more like, you know, villain just trying to win everything. It's mind-boggling to me, and I'm actually really embarrassed.
I think they even overturned the Toel decision, you know, about like, you know,
there's so many things they did. They were just like, are we actually?
Like, bro,
are we serious?
What are people on about? We all saw this. Do we think
we have some MIB pen that just point on people's face and they just forget about what's going on? Like, it's mind-boggling to me. But I'm looking forward to this. Like, I'm genuinely looking forward to the ruling. I'm looking forward to the information that we get out of this, because this is embarrassing for African football overall. And I would suggest that some of these so-called leaders that allowed this to go through should step down.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think to buttress on that, actually, the General Secretary for CAF, who was there before, I think his name is Veron, he actually stepped down, I think, like, you know, 2 weeks ago or so. So now we have a new general secretary for CAF, and he's actually a Nigerian. His name is Samson Adamu. So he was the director for competitions before he became the general secretary. So obviously you're seeing that, like, okay, given like what happened, with all the, news about like, Morocco being the champions of, Africa. So obviously like maybe he was, influential in all of that. So he has stepped down as well. And given that like he's actually 66, and then the mandatory age for you to actually step down or retire in CAF is actually 63. Right. So that is like, overboard. So like, there's a lot that is actually going on in that space, right? That, like people are talking about and all of that. So, but now he stepped down. Right. But I mean, obviously the president is still there. That's Patrice and Motsepe. He's still there. But I mean, obviously, like, at the top is the general secretary who has gone. And then now we have a new person in Samson Adamu. So like, there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we probably don't know about. Like a lot is going on, trust me.
Yeah.
And I mean, like you said, to buttress your point again, Morocco, obviously, like, in the past, maybe a few years, has been the one hosting most of their competitions, right? Given that they have the infrastructure. So people are saying that they are bankrolling CAF. I mean, because a lot of countries maybe don't have the means, to actually like, help, with competitions, stage competitions in their country. So obviously they need a country to actually help do that. And Morocco has been that saving grace, right? So I don't know, maybe that is why everything seems to favor Morocco at this point, right? It's a bit unfair. Not a bit, it's a lot. In fact, it's really unfair,
it's
right?
just...
So it's really sad. And then I don't know if you even saw, I think during the international break when Senegal were playing some games, right?
I love those guys.
Yeah, they carried the trophy.
That level of pettiness is what
it was so crazy,
for.
Right? They carried the trophy.
I love it. Like, injected to my veins,
and they actually put it in the center, like, oh yeah, watch, we are the champions of Africa, right? You're not going to take this away from us, right? And then after they were done with the competition, I saw the security guy. He opened the bag and they put it inside, to secure it. Those are, we are here.
The crazier thing that they did that was just like, I love this. I love this game. Was when the news broke out on stage, and then the manager or the coach, of Senegal took the cup to the Senegalese barrack.
Oh no, I don't know when that happened, but I heard that like that was actually when they won it initially. But I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know when that really happened. Whether it was after like when they declared Morocco the winners, or when they actually won it, that time earlier, the first time. Because I saw that, so I was like, oh,
the way I saw that was just like the way it was painted, the way the story was painted.
Yeah,
was
painted that.
The story came out that Morocco supposed fake winners, as far as I'm concerned. And then the man took it to the barracks, like, you want to collect it? Go and collect it from the military people.
Now from the barracks.
Like, I was actually loving that because to me, it's just like, these are people that know what their value is and stand up for themselves, right?
Of course.
Like, there's just a lot of nonsense, and for us to even be talking about this is embarrassing enough in its own place. So,
bro, even
we're looking,
I don't know, with the AFCON too as well. I mean, they postponed that I think it was like
indefinitely right now, right?
No. So it's July. It's actually happening in July.
It's July now. They're doing it.
Yeah. But at the time, like, everybody says some players already in camp. Like, I think.
Oh yeah, my babe, Alonzi or Azir was already,
So everybody was, gearing up to go, and play the competition. But then all of a sudden, we just heard a report from CAF that has been postponed. They didn't even give a concrete reason as to why. Till today, we don't really know why that was postponed. Like, do you understand? So,
we said this in the last podcast, right?
Yeah.
The infrastructure is already there.
Mm-hmm.
The hotels that are going to host these players are already there.
Of course.
Why the hell is this being postponed?
Yeah.
Like, genuinely.
So,
like, it's not like the grass.
It was clearly because of this whole, thing about,
so again,
the appeal board giving Morocco the trophy.
Again, as far as I'm concerned, I think Africa, CAF as a nation, as an organization, needs to remove itself from the shackles of Morocco. Needs to remove itself from shackles of any country, period. You host a tournament based on what country has the facility, but no preferential treatment. Like,
no preferential treatment.
If we want to go that route, then South Africa should have won the 2010 World Cup then, right? Because they hosted the 2010 World Cup. Like, it's a stupid mentality and it's a stupid precedent that you're setting. Because if you continue to do that, any other nation that then gets the opportunity to improve their facilities are going to think, if we host, we can win. Right. So for me, it makes no sense. But hey, enough rant about this. I'm going to try and move on because
I think that's just the message here. Just do better as an organization, because like a lot of people are like looking up to you. Like, you are the apex organization for football
For
in the
in
African
Africa.
continent.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to like do well, for the people of Africa. So you're not favoring one country over the other, or other people, so it doesn't look good, on the outside.
Just give us some level of respect, bro. Like, just let us be respected. Like, we just need respect across. Like, people already, like a lot of club owners. I remember the Napoli owner was not happy that the CAF tournament was done during the season of normal football, and this will give them more ammunition to say, this tournament is not even a serious tournament. Why are we even allowing our players go?
But you
Things
know
like
that
this, right?
the president now has come out to say that like it's like every 4 years. It's actually a biannual like competition normally.
Yeah.
But then I think during the AFCON, they said it's now 4 years, like every 4 years. But then
why?
I don't know why they are doing that. Why? But I guess maybe they are saying like maybe commercially or something. I'm like, what do you mean commercially? If you're doing it every 2 years, I think that will
get more money out of it.
You get what I'm saying? But hey, they know they are thinking. They know what they saw. The numbers and everything. And they've done their own metrics. So, but
overall, I just think CAF has been, what's what I'm looking for, infiltrated. I think CAF as an organization is
the president
actually,
did not agree with that statement, because I know that like
of course he wouldn't agree with it because that is what he's supposed to say.
Like, nope.
But
like,
when
we're independent, we're not dependent on anybody.
Bro,
okay.
Even Stevie Wonder can see that this team, this organization, this board of directors are not independent. They have two people that they are literally kissing their palms, Morocco and even FIFA, because there is no way FIFA should be telling you, because as far as I'm concerned, FIFA trickled that information down to say, hey, this needs to be for every 4 years now. No. AFCON has been more interesting than the Asian Cup, the South American Cup, the Euros. You cannot put any sort of intercontinental competition in the same bracket, and AFCON doesn't come ahead of them. You don't get the same level of engagement on social media as AFCON with Asian Cup, South America. You don't. You don't get.
I don't know about that though, bro. I mean, I know the last one was really high though compared to like the previous.
The last one was high. The Ivorian one was high. Yeah. The Morocco one was even higher because of the controversies as well, course, right?
Yeah.
But like when you put bar for bar, at least in the past 4 AFCON tournaments, Euros doesn't come close. Like Asian Cup doesn't come close.
We need to verify that though. But I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know. I can't say.
You know what? You're the numbers guy. Verified. We'll tell them again in the next podcast. But for me, as far as I'm concerned, I just find it very odd that we get this and we're like, you know what? We're just gonna take a backseat and let let FIFA and Morocco tell us how to run our businesses. But hey, let's move on for that. I'm actually very angry about this entire thing, but let me have a cooler head. So the next thing we're going to be discussing is, again, it's just this topic. I feel like this topic is just building up my irritation. To be honest, it's the NFF slacking on our petition for FIFA regarding DRC's infringements. Right now. Maybe I'll let you explain that because I've spoken a lot. So
no, that's fine. Yeah, so I mean, we in the last episode where I was speaking about our petition holding water, to actually get the nod ahead of DRC.
Yeah.
Right. But then after like we recorded, that same month, March, we heard that the petition didn't even hold water at all, because I heard NFF didn't do their own due diligence, because the thing is that the match against DRC happened, I think, on the 16th of November last year, right? And then you notice that some players, were not supposed to be playing for that particular country. So the right thing that was supposed to be done was that you report to the match commissioner, right? Within like latest 2 hours after the final whistle has been blown.
Oh, wow.
And they didn't do that, yes? And then after that is done, you now write a full report, to FIFA, stating, what you have found out, so obviously like it's now like, there is actually like filed, right? And then once you've done that, you have to pay 1,000 Swiss francs to FIFA, because that's the fee you have to pay when you're actually trying to appeal, for whatever infringements and all of that kind of stuff. So I heard that this happened 2 weeks after, as opposed to like 24 hours after the game. Right. So obviously like the judicial like board from FIFA did even carry it along, because you are like, you guys didn't follow the due process of having to file within the period that you're supposed to do that, right? So that was like where there was a problem. So maybe if we filed within the time, we probably would have gotten the nod. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm just speculating, but we probably would have gotten the nod and hopefully be in the World Cup now. But then we are not, So it was really sad that when we found out about that, because everybody was so, eager, like, oh my gosh, like we really do have a chance, to actually go to the World Cup. But I mean, NFF, the Nigerian Football Federation, didn't do what they were supposed to do, when they were supposed to do it. So that's why maybe Super Eagles are not in the World Cup this year. So it's really sad, all these administrative lapses, we need to check them, Jonathan, so that like all these things don't happen. And I mean, we should have qualified even from the group, but I mean, but anyways, I'm not saying that like, we should have done with that. Better, but that's like sort of the summary of like this whole, thing. So
I mean, it's an unfortunate situation, but like we said in the last one, right? For me, personally, I think we shouldn't have been in this position in the first place.
In the first place, yeah.
Like when you look at our team, you look at what we have, what we've built, what the quality of players that we have and the leagues they're playing, we shouldn't have been in this situation in the first place. But I agree with you in the sense that the administrative lapses needs to stop. We need to actually have people that are actually going to these games, like, reporting back to say, hey, this is what we noticed, this is what was going on. Like, I don't know how this is working. And I'm hoping, but knowing Nigeria, I know that's probably not how it works. I'm hoping that a good representative that actually knows the game, knows the rules, goes and watch a lot of our games and can really pinpoint what is going on as the game is going on, right? Like, these are little things. There should be like almost like a checkbox exercise to say, hey, these are the things that we're looking for in case of an infringement. Does this match? Does this match? Does this match? Does this match? If it matches, then it's all up to the players on the pitch to actually carry out the task that the coaches have given to them, right? I'm going to be honest, I wasn't expecting us to qualify through this. And I said this too, because to me, I think if we qualify through that path, it's damaging to our brand, and also could create enemies. Let me explain why. It's damaging to our brand because it's almost like we're almost going to be put in a Morocco sort of situation. Not as ridiculous, but it's like we had to sort of go and talk to the teacher, if that makes sense, for us to qualify.
But then this is part of the game, though. Like,
it's part of the game. I agree.
If the country is actually infringing on the rules of the game, like your fielding players are not supposed to field in, you can obviously report to FIFA, and then they look at it and they see if your petition actually holds water, and then you're actually right, then obviously they should favor you. So I think I don't know how it will affect our brand, but I mean, what you're saying is that maybe because of the pedigree we have in terms of like, we are giants of Africa somewhat.
Africa, yes. In football. Anything else, we're not giant anywhere. We are fucking.
No, but in basketball, African basketball for the female side, we are giants though. Of the world, like we're giants. But anyways, back to football. But what I'm saying is that, like, that because I mean, with pedigree, I think we have like how many AFCON titles? I think 3, if I'm correct. I'm not sure.
I think 3 or 4.
Yeah, so obviously, like we are like at the top. So as well,
we're good.
Yeah, so we should be qualifying normally because and they were giving more pots this year because there are 48 countries qualifying that qualified to the World Cup this year, the first time ever. Right? So why would Nigeria not be a part of that? We have 10 African countries going to the World Cup this year, and Nigeria, of all countries, are not there. You understand? So that's it's a big disgrace, you understand? Given like our history, and the players we have on the international stage, we know all of them, we know their names. So it's like, we should have done better. I mean, we saw what they did at the AFCON, right? Where everybody was impressed. Like, I think we're probably the best team, probably the best side, even though we didn't win the competition. We should have done better and gotten through to the World Cup.
I mean, we were getting a lot of talks from people in Europe saying, how is this Nigerian team not going to the World Cup? How is this Nigerian team not going to the World Cup? Right?
Because they saw us at the AFCON and they were like, these guys are playing beautiful football. Like, so how come they didn't qualify?
Football, but it's just one of those things.
It is what it is. I guess we go back to the drawing board and, hopefully we get into the next
World Cup. We go back to the drawing board. We have people with actual ideas of wanting to move Nigerian football forward. Not just people that want to collect a paycheck. We need people that are actually interested in the sports, people that want to actually follow our sport and do so many things. One of those things would be, bringing the right players into the national team, convincing them to come play for us, and also creating a platform for people to see that it's actually okay to want to play for Nigeria over whatever country they're in, right? Like, if you look at the talent pool that Nigeria could have today, it's ridiculous. Like, we have players literally in every nation, in England, in Belgium, in France, in Italy. We have a Nigerian in any of those places, right? Like, those players should feel proud to come back home to play for Nigeria, whether they're born in Nigeria or not. The reason why they're not doing that is because they don't trust the federation enough to take care of their well-being. They don't trust the federation enough to create a platform for them to showcase their skills. Like, being linked to Nigeria as a player is only good if you feel like your brand as a whole is going to make more sense. Like, they don't see that. They don't see the value for playing for Nigeria, right? And that needs to change. We need people that are not just thinking about their pockets and their bellies. We need people that actually love football, love the sport, to be in the helms, right? So hopefully that changes.
Yeah,
But we
to
can
add to
only.
that, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're done with your thoughts. I just wanted to add to that.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm
Okay,
done for
cool.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. I mean, I hear you about like, having players who maybe have dual citizenships coming to, play for Nigeria or whatever. But then, I mean, where does that leave people who are homegrown as well? People who don't have, I mean, they're not like outside of the country, because there's bucket loads of talent, right here
Oh yeah,
in Nigeria, right? So I feel like, I don't say like we should prioritize them, but I would say that because
I agree.
they probably don't have, the
The
exposure that
platform.
these guys have. Yeah,
Yeah.
the platform, right? So, and if we can do more in terms of like actually having infrastructure to actually like, make sure that they have the right talent, the right conditioning, all that kind of stuff in place, we'll have enough, because these are the players who maybe like people who are over there, they went from here in Nigeria and then they went overseas, right, to start
Yeah.
plying their trade. Or
Playing.
maybe their parents left earlier and they were giving birth to, outside of the
Yeah,
country.
for that. Yeah.
But for those who are like didn't have the opportunity, I feel like we should give them that platform too as well, to also showcase
Oh yeah.
themselves, right? So that's what I feel. I mean, the Osimhens of this world, we probably would not have seen him if he wasn't also giving. I mean, I don't know if you read his story. I think on like Players Tribune, it was really
Yeah.
like touching. If you
Touching,
ask
bro.
me, it was crazy, man. But like the guy like strived, I mean, there was a slim chance. In fact, not a slim chance, like a huge chance of him not actually being discovered, right? So, like, we shouldn't like have that like
Mentality. Yeah.
yeah, no. What I'm saying,
Importation.
the percentage of having to get a discovered talent should not be that
Yeah.
low. We should actually have
Yeah.
a broader system where like a lot of people actually discovered. See France now, they have maybe like generations upon generations that are going to come in and
Those
then
ones
do a
have
good
like 10
job,
teams,
because
bro.
they have that they have the infrastructure, they have that system in place. But Nigeria does not
Yeah.
have that system in place. I know we're talking earlier about like, do we even have under 20? Do we have like where are
Yeah,
they?
this was a side
Yeah,
conversation we
there's
were
no
having. Yeah.
there's no progression into the senior team, right?
There's
So like
and
after a while, we don't hear about them. I think
yeah.
we're the highest winners of the under 17 World Cup in the
17.
world, right? But after that, we don't really hear about these players anymore, right? So because there's no
It's funny you
system in
mentioned
place,
that.
there's no structure. So all of
Yeah.
those things I feel like need to be put in place so that like we can see all those players coming out. Like we really like as the players are getting old, all these Iwobis, Osimhen, we already have those guys coming in,
Replacing
from the
them.
team,
Yes.
like entering straight. So even all these people that are doing Shakara for us, I didn't want to play for us. Okay, please go and play for your other country. We don't really need you because we already have those guys in place. I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from.
Oh yeah, I definitely get where you're coming from.
Yeah, so that's
and
like
I
my
think
own,
I kind of touched on it. I just did not elaborate like you did, right?
Okay.
Like in terms of, for me, I think the NFF has a lot of work to do. It's not just about paycheck, players in Europe. Like, I think there should be a platform for everybody. When I say everybody, I mean local players, and I'm saying this with respect. I don't mean disrespectful. When I say local players and international players could come around and play together, right? A good example is South America. In Brazil, there are players in the Brazilian league that have been called. Endrick was called up to the national team before he even moved to Europe. Right. And so many of them like that. But Brosa at one point, when he was very, very good, was moved from the Brazilian league to the national team to play for the national team. There needs to be that platform, that general progression. And the reason why there's this general progression is that, one, we don't keep good records. If you go check on sporting on sports platform where you can look at scores and whatnot, check on the NPFL. You're not going to see anything accurate there. You're not going to see the squad players. You're not going to see names of the players very well. Like, there's just so many disparities. There's a big, 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 big disconnect between what we have in terms of talent and what is being exported. And the only way our talent has been exported is through what I call outside parties, right? Like Right to Dreams, the likes of the Right to Dreams, where they come and do the job of the NFL to say, hey, there's actually a lot of talent in Nigeria, in other African nations. And let's bring it back home here now with Nigeria, where they then give them that platform and take them abroad, take them to the Denmark with Nordjylland, and then but we should have a platform. And if we have a platform like that, the NFF should back them, right? And get them to get to that level. And we're just going to pivot to a story that I think we saw earlier, was this organization called the Future Academy, who have, discovered one of the best players in the age group. Is 8 years old. His name is Samson Aziz. Amazing player, right? This organization, hopefully we get an opportunity to talk to them very soon. And this organization has actually brought this player, and now this player has gone on to play in Europe, played against Atletico Madrid, played against, that level of exposure as an 8-year-old. There is no level, like, you don't understand how that shapes your mind and shapes your mentality. We need to create that platform where, there is that natural progression, right? On the 17, on the 20, on the 23 national team. Obviously, there are going to be certain players who don't need all of that, steps. Some players can just jump from under 20 to the national team. Some players can jump from under 17 to national team. If they're that talented enough, why not get them to do these things? But, we had that sidebar chat, and I said, a lot of our under 17 players, very few of them can we name in any decent club in Europe. Let's not even remove top 5, right? Osimhen's group, it was Osimhen, Samuel Chukwueze are the only 2 people from a team of at least 22 players that have made it to the top of football, or the pyramid of football, right? Like, that is a poor success rate, right? Like, it makes sense. I was actually watching a video yesterday about Sani Emmanuel. I don't know if you remember him. He played at the under 17. This boy was super good. Super good. He had to end his career at 22. These are some of the sad stories that we need to fight against, whatever it takes. Obviously, there's certain things that are out of our control, which is understandable, but we need to create that platform to provide, the maximum level of success, maximum level of return. Because guess what? If these players play well and people see them, more scouts, more eyeballs are going to be on Nigerian players on the local team, and that will create continual wealth. And people don't necessarily have to over-rely on government jobs or artisan jobs. They can also take their families out of, whatever poverty or whatever, challenges they might be facing through sport. We need to shift our mentality. But anyways, moving forward, what do we have to say about the new Nigerian jersey?
Yeah. I was actually going to mention that. Yeah, I mean, Nike has done it again, right? I think I like it. Obviously, not as well as some of the previous jerseys.
The nostalgia is wearing off for me.
Yeah, but I mean, it's okay. I'll probably get one. I'll probably cop the home jersey. I think I prefer that one the most, so the away jersey. So, I mean, I don't think I have. Maybe because we didn't qualify for the World Cup, so there's not much,
Maybe I think that might be it, because for me it was just like
part of it. But I like it. It's okay. It's a good design. Was it last week? Homecoming. The guy, I don't know if you know of Homecoming, so they partnered with Nike. So the guy who runs their marketing side, his name, I think his name is it Champagne Papi or something like that? I think that's his nickname. So he was in town as well, in Lagos State as well. So you could see that they actually launched, some of the jerseys, like the home jersey, and it was really nice. I saw some people wearing it. I was like, okay, it looks nice. I probably will get one. So yeah, I think that's it from me, honestly. I think the disappointment of not going to the World Cup is what is okay. But I guess we use it for the AFCON next year. So I mean, we'll see how that looks. I know they've played a few friendlies, with the jersey, and yeah, it looked decent. So yeah, kudos to Nike. Thank you again.
Controversial take. I think Nigeria is the only one keeping Nike alive.
Do you think?
Jersey wise,
I think England is
Adidas mopped them with the floor, man.
Bro. Oh no, yeah, of course.
Did you see all I recently got one.
I see what you mean. Oh yeah, of course.
Spain's
Okay, let me not say
jersey.
that. Yeah. But yeah, Adidas, yeah, top. I even like top.
Adidas mopped them on the floor, man. Nike needs to step up their game, man. It's actually ridiculous. I feel like Nigeria is the only one that's like, you know what? Plus, Nigerians will always support when it's their nation being involved. But yeah, they need to do better, man. Wherever their creative is, go back to creative school or up your game, whatever it is.
I mean, regards to that, I mean, their kicks are good though. I mean, I think when it comes to kicks, like, I don't think anybody comes close to Nike in terms of like their shoes or their sneakers and stuff like that, right? But maybe in terms of jerseys,
bro. I disagree, bro.
Adidas takes it. Okay,
bro. I disagree. Like, I have one Jordan, and I'm not the what's the word I'm looking for?
Sneakerhead.
I'm not a sneakerhead. Let's remove that. I don't even.
Right. You don't have those collections. Like,
maybe I have like 5 marks.
And then the name of that.
Maybe I have like 5 or 6 marks.
I'm not like that, though. But I mean,
I'm not a sneakerhead, right?
But
I feel like the older I get, its comfort is very, very important to me. The style of the shoes are important to me, and I think the one that I've taken the cake is New Balance. New Balance has literally like
I mean, they've come into this thing well. Nice,
like they got nice looking stuff. So Nike needs to step up, and I feel like Nike is just what's the word? Repurposing the same. No, they're never reinventing anything. It's the same design like over and over again. Right. They might just change the color a little bit, give everyone, they'll give one rainbow color and say rainbow.
They're getting inspiration from their past.
So they're not actually reinventing the way, they're not actually making it better. There's just we'll slap another color and then we'll add one celebrity's name to it, and hopefully
I'm sure they'll get their spark back. I mean, Nike has been like, here for years and they've been doing so well. So I'm sure like they'll probably get it back, but I can't fault what you said. I think Adidas, beat them hands down this jersey period, like in terms of like, what they brought out.
Actually bad.
Yeah, Adidas, definitely top.
Ass whooping, bro. But anyways, hopefully they improve soon. Right. But still speaking of Nigeria, right? Sorry, we digress there a little bit. A bunch of players actually had their debut for Nigeria national team. To mention a few, Manny Fernandez, who plays for Rangers, Colin Soar, Philippe Otelu, I believe he plays for Hamburg, Arthur Okoronkwo, who used to play for Arsenal, now plays for Wrexham. They all switched their allegiances to Nigeria. Okoronkwo hasn't played for Nigeria just yet, I believe. But the rest of the other players I mentioned have played for Nigerians. And, bro, our defense is looking amazing. Manny played really, really well at that in that game. Like, he was very imposing, very commanding. There's obviously a lot of improvement, but you're expecting this level of a bit of fidgetness when you're playing for the Nigerian team for the first time, right? Overall, I'm actually happy with this team and I'm happy with the progression that we're making. But can we just produce more midfielders, please? That's what we're begging. Please, Nigeria, produce. Like, if you have a child that is playing football, please go and let him go and learn how to play midfield. We don't need strikers anymore. We don't need strikers anymore.
They want them to score the goals now. That's people that actually like get the spotlight the most. So they want.
I get that. Obviously, I'm joking. I'm half joking and I'm half serious with this statement. By the way, I think overall we do have like a really, really good team going forward, and I hope that we can also keep our current manager, our current coach. He's done amazing with this national team, and I think this is a testament to the good work he has done. This is why some of these players are choosing to represent Nigeria, choosing to switch allegiances to Nigeria.
Or maybe they didn't get the color.
Some of them also didn't get. I mean, you can say this for Okoronkwo, for example, where it's like
Okonkwo, right?
Okonkwo. Sorry, my bad. I don't see him get into the England squad, right? That being said, he's been playing amazing for Wrexham in the Division 2 of the English League, right? And they're fighting for promotion into the Premier League. So, but the rest of them, Manny Fernandez.
Oh, really? Are they in the Championship? I thought they were.
Yeah, Wrexham. Really? Old news. They left the Division 2. They're not in the Championship.
Oh no, but so they're trying to. There was Championship, and there was League 1, and there was League 2.
I believe they're in the Championship. Let me just double check.
Oh, really?
That. I believe they're in the Championship.
Honestly,
right
I didn't
now.
know that. I swear. But I know that, like, I heard Coventry have qualified. They have been promoted to the Premier League for next season.
Your boy.
So congrats to Lampy, my guy, Lampard.
Your boy Lampard. I'm happy for him. I think he deserves it.
Of course he does. Of course he does.
Yeah, they are. They're seventh.
That Wrexham.
Yeah, they're seventh.
In the Championship.
Yeah, they're seventh in the Championship.
Nice.
Yeah,
cool. They've really done well for themselves then. Yeah, great.
They've really done well for the past since when what's his name, Ryan Reynolds and his friend,
Reynolds,
bought the team. So these are players that could potentially move the Nigerian national team forward. And this also goes back to what we were saying earlier. The foundation is there. We need to just build on that and create facilities and infrastructures for not just the Nigerian team, like Okwe mentioned, but also for people playing back home. Like, so we need to fix our leagues. Like, I remember when we were growing up, we would hear CAF Champions League and you hear Enyimba, going toe-to-toe with Esperance of Tunisia or Al Ahly of Egypt. Now, you don't even hear that level. You don't hear Nigerian teams qualifying out of the CAF Champions League group stage anymore. Like, it's just sad. Like, there's just been a disgusting decline in the output that we're putting out there and the players that are representing Nigeria. And this might be what is preventing some of those coaches to go and watch our local leagues. I'm not saying they are not talented, because I swear to you, every 2-3 days, I get someone posting about some Nigerian player in
leaving to European club or something.
Leaving to European club, but also even Nigerian talents playing in the league or the second division in Nigerian league that are just like, you look at this because you're just like, these guys should be getting opportunities.
Listen, bro,
playing in the
like
league.
Sporting Lagos, like the jersey I'm rocking right now.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So they are currently in the NNL, which is the second division. So hopefully they get promoted to the MPFL,
Back
which is
again,
number one. Yeah. So, and there are a lot of talents, in this club. And I'm sure you've been hearing that, like from Sporting Lagos, they've been going to, is it Denmark? So you can see that there's a lot of talents, here in Nigeria. It's just like, it's a bit fragmented and there's no system to hold them together. Want to remain here in Nigeria, right? Because maybe they don't have, the money to pay them, like decent money to pay them, right?
Yeah.
Compared to, Europe and other. So obviously they will want to go over there, right? So if we can have a system that works holistically for everybody, obviously everybody wants to remain here. Everybody prefers to be in their home country as opposed to going overseas, right? So if we can have that in place, I feel like, the sky's the limit for us. But hey, till then, man, I guess, we just have to keep, building, gradually and slowly. But
I agree. And the other thing, I don't know if this is significant, but we'll talk about it anyways. Because I feel like us not qualifying for the World Cup, this feels like a
consolation or something.
Consolation,
But, so I mean, I don't think it's even a consolation. But like, what's the significance of a Unity Cup about?
Unity Cup, how did that even come about? And so Nigeria has been invited to the Unity Cup. I believe we won it the last time as well.
Yeah, we did.
So we faced, I think we faced Ghana or some club in the final, some countries are in the finals at that time. But the Unity Cup is going to involve Nigeria, Ghana, I believe Jamaica is going to be involved as well, and a few other countries.
You mean this year? No. So it's Nigeria, India, Jamaica, and Zimbabwe. Those are the.
Oh, okay. Just 4.
Yeah, just 4. It's always 4 now. Even last year was 4 as well. So it's 4 this year as well.
I don't know, man.
Like, my own surprise is that, like, how come India? I didn't know India had the football team. I swear to God, I thought it was just.
Oh, no, they do.
Right,
do you know how many people are in India?
But bro, I mean, yes, but then are they talented in it? And because
if
you even look
that
at
one
it,
is
look at
for
it,
Unity for us to see on the Unity Cup stage.
No, look at it, Baba. If you look at all these like top European clubs, do you know of any Indian player? I don't think I know of one Indian player is like
there is.
I don't know anyone.
There's one that I know, and I don't even know him very well. And the reason why I know him is that at one point when Ronaldo was, I'm a Ronaldo fan. I mean, you can see the jersey, I'm a United fan.
Bro, whatever.
Anyways, no. Let me finish. Thank you very much.
Land.
So when I was watching, so when Ronaldo was about to get to, I think, 100 and 109 goals for the national team, there were mention of some of the other people that have gotten to that level of 100 plus or 80 plus goals for the national team. And there was a particular guy from India that was mentioned at that time. The guy played in India, played in Indian league all his life. Maybe he's left India, maybe once to some not top team. I don't even remember his name today, right now, right? So that's the only person I remember. And I think at that time, it was like 34, 35, if I remember correctly. But I agree with you in terms of the sports of India is cricket, right? Football is not their sport. Football is not what they're focused on. But I guess, I mean, if you have, if it's, I guess the same thing can be said for China, right? Like they have a lot of huge population. They dominate other sports, like other individual sports. But when you see them in like group sport setting, they're not really that great. So this might be a way for them to kind of like improve themselves and get, into that level of interest. But again, it's going to be hard to sell football to a nation where they are solely focused on cricket. But again, I don't mind it. I think it's a great opportunity for everybody to play against themselves. And, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, Ghana, wherever is involved.
No,
Nigeria.
Zimbabwe, Jamaica, India, Nigeria. So that's for
Jamaica might be a tough team.
Yeah, but then they were in the last one too, but we booked them too as well. So
I mean, we on paper, no team in that Community Cup is our mates.
Exactly.
On paper. But like we know how these things go, man. Football can be very interesting sometimes. So, but yeah, hopefully whenever that comes around, we'll talk about it. And I'm genuinely not super interested in it, if I'm being honest with you.
If I go, I don't go mind though. It's actually
going. Obviously, I wouldn't mind going if I could
26th and the 30th of May. So I mean, it's not a bad time actually to go to England.
I wouldn't be able to. Yeah, but it is what it is, man.
Cool.
May the best team win, I guess. So
which is Nigeria now. So yeah, let's root for them.
We'll console ourselves with that, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, moving on. World Cup. Yeah. So the stage is set. All teams have qualified for the World Cup. All 48 teams. A lot of big misses, but why discuss the misses when, I feel like we are overflogging negative conversation so far.
Right,
so let's focus on the countries that have qualified.
Uh-huh.
I want to ask a few questions to you. I want to pose a few questions to you. Who are your top teams? Who are your dark horses? And is it coming home this World Cup?
5 years ago, the coach doesn't come home. He's not coming home. Sorry, my English people. Sorry, but he ain't coming home. It ain't coming home. Oh my God, it's always funny, man. Every time it's like, he's coming home, he's coming home. He's coming home.
I love the Brits.
He's not coming.
They have great sense of humor, but I don't know. They overemphasize the importance. But hey, anyways, yeah. So,
okay. So to answer your questions, yeah, I mean, I think this would be in everybody's top favorites to win. I think France is number one, if you ask me, right? I mean, hey, look at the squad now, but it's just complete. Do you understand? And they have reserves, even if the first person even maybe is injured or something, another one can come in and do as well, or even better, right? So I think France definitely, I think is probably the outright favorite. I might be biased, but I mean, they've proven themselves, time after time. So
two
France for sure.
World Cups, they got to the finals in two different.
Do you get what I'm saying?
It's just
so
France
definitely number one. Spain as well. I think Spain have a good side as well. So I'm definitely rooting for. I don't say I'm rooting, but yeah, I think they will definitely get far in the competition as well. So France, Spain, and then let me go with Argentina because I mean obviously I'm a Messi boy, do you understand? So I think with him in the side, I still think they have the goods to actually get far in the competition, even though we know that the team around him is not as good. They're not. I mean, they are decent, right? But they're not really that great. Do you understand? So, and I think that's what we saw last, the last World Cup when they won it, right? Which I was happy about. You understand? So hopefully, just because of Messi, not because of any other thing, right? Probably they win it again, right? But I mean, outside of that, outside of that, I think those are my three top sides. But if I was to go with an African side, I would say Senegal. Obviously, they are the African champions. They are the African champions, right? So
exactly. Loud it for those who are at the back.
At the back. When I know here. So yeah, I definitely give it to Senegal from the African continent. So that's my top four favorites.
I agree with France. I think France is so good as a country. I think the country that should be included in the Unity Cup is France's third team. Just send their third team to go and play in the Unity Cup. Genuinely, because if you look at the depth that they have, the squad depth, it's actually ridiculous, crazy. Right? So easily, and the way, I don't know if you watched that the friendly against Brazil. My goodness, I've never seen Brazil play like a bunch of schoolboys in my life before. They were so bad. But yeah, so France is a very, very good team. The squad depth is crazy. They have my boy Kylian Mbappe running things. The dictator, they've been calling him lately.
As
I don't know if
I've
you've
seen
seen that.
videos and shit. Like
Those videos crack me up so much, and he does not help himself with a lot of this stuff.
Bro.
Like the connection is just too funny.
Back.
But I don't agree that Mbappe is a dictator. I think
I don't know. Do you know him personally?
No. I just feel like no. What I mean by that, before you attack me, what I mean by that is that he's just a guy that likes to stand up for himself, right? Like he's always very passionate about what he believes in, at least from what I've seen online, right?
Mm-hmm.
My dark horse is Japan, actually. Japan, look out for that team. Like they play, like when you look at Japan, when you look at all these other countries that we've mentioned, right? They have a bunch of superstars that you can mention, right? Like I feel like with Japan, the only person that we can mention is Minamino, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And the reason why we know him is because he made he's played amazing in the Premier League. Let me not disrespect him like that. But as a Liverpool hater, I remember him making Trent, bend down low. That was crazy. That was a crazy times that he still scored the goal. But yeah, I think Japan I digress. I think Japan as a team is very, very good because they play as actually a unit. You cannot really pinpoint one so-called superstar in that squad. And that's what makes them very dangerous, right? Like very difficult to stop. And there's a mix between their players in the league, like when I say in the league, like in their home team and in their leagues, and also players that are abroad. So I think, and they just have like a lot of structure in that team that are very, very good.
Okay, let me mention my own dark horse.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at the groups now, right? And I'm saying, even though it looks like it's the group of death, if you ask me, but I think Norway is also a dark horse because they've not been in the World Cup for a bit. I mean, looking at like Haaland, Soloth, those guys. So I think with their attack, they might have a chance, right? But that's even if they get out of their group, because there's France, there's Senegal, there's Iraq, which obviously is like maybe going to be the last group, and then there's Norway, right? So that's kind of a tough.
They could qualify as the third best player, to be fair.
Yeah.
Obviously,
you want Senegal to go through, right? So maybe they will not be the maybe third best or third loser, third best losers, whatever they call it.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
So yeah, if you ask me, maybe Norway. As a dark horse, we'll see.
Okay, interesting take. I mean, I see where you're coming from with Haaland, Sloth, and Odegaard.
Odegaard,
but
exactly.
I don't know.
Let's watch now.
We'll see.
Almost here now, so
we'll see. Yeah, and then from the African side, obviously, Okpa has mentioned Senegal, so I refuse to mention Senegal again. Which that's not to show disrespect, because I think Senegal is an amazing country and an amazing nation in the World Cup. But my dark horse from the African side will be Ivory Coast, and the reason for that is I feel like following the showing at not the Morocco CAF competition, but the one they hosted. And when you look at the actual players they've been able to convince to play for them now, I think they have a very, very good chance to move forward. Like I would suggest I'll put a huge target on their back and say they would at least get to the quarterfinals. If all things considered. I just think I think the team is good, and I think they have the opportunity to go far in the World Cup. Yeah.
Okay. Bro, should I mention the people in their group?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so there's Germany, there's Ecuador, and there's Curacao. I mean, Curacao probably will be the last.
Easy,
group,
yeah.
Right? Well, I mean, if you ask me now, the order is Germany, Ecuador, Cote d'Ivoire, and then Curacao.
Can I be honest with you? I don't think Germany is going to go far.
No, not go far, but I mean out of, because
out of the group,
out of the group, right? Before any other thing, right? So. Because they might.
I think they would disperse Germany.
Will they qualify out of the group? Is the question.
I think they can actually beat Germany. It might not be a big. It won't be a big win. I'll tell you that for free. But it could be like a close one, 1-0, 2-1 kind of score. Curacao, I think that will be an easy game.
Yeah,
Ecuador is actually the team I think will be a lot harder because the South Americans don't play football.
No,
like
those guys
don't
play.
They don't play football like normal people. Like
they don't play.
It's just a different level, and they actually have a very, very good team. Caicedo, what's the name of this guy at Arsenal? Hapier, I think it's called. He's a defender as well. And they have.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. And they have a few, decent players here and there as well. So I would be.
They're hard working side. So I mean, even if you don't know their names, they play as a unit,
so
together. So,
exactly, kind of almost like Japan, right? So I would fear them more. Like teams that don't have standout superstar, or teams that like the superstars are like midfielders and defenders, fear those teams because madness can just come up into those players. You can just see Caicedo saying, you know what, fuck it, I'll do it myself. Take a 25-yard shot and try and get a goal, right? So those are the teams that I genuinely will fear and that team. But I think Germany might actually be a disappointing team. Okay, let me ask you one last question. What teams do you think are going to be disappointing at this World Cup?
Right, good question. Let me see. Okay, I would say. I'm just looking at the groups again.
Let me even check myself.
I mean, I know that's. I was going to say USA because USA. I mean, even though that they are the host nation, I don't think they are going to go far. I don't think they're going to go far. But I mean, I don't think.
Why you say this? Any. Sorry, I'm cutting you short. Any country that calls football soccer does not deserve to be anywhere in that competition. Right. But continue. Okay. My bad.
So, I mean, looking at the top sides, because, I mean, I think those are the ones that would actually say, okay, maybe they didn't do well because, obviously everybody had that high expectation of them to do well or go far. So, looking at the groups, I would say maybe, I don't want to mention, Don't want to mention Brazil. And I have some guys there. I was like, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Okay, wait. There's Netherlands, which is my home country too. Well, my third home country because I mean, there's Nigeria, there's Ghana, and there's the Netherlands. But I'm looking at their group now. See, let me mention people in their group. So there's Netherlands, there's Japan, there's Sweden, and there's Tunisia.
Tunisia, yep.
That's actually like looks like a group of death.
It's a group of mixture of like misfits, is what I will say.
Yeah. So I don't know. There might be a shock in that group if you ask me because people would think that Netherlands and maybe Sweden might actually go through, but I mean, looking at Japan now, they probably might get the nod, and Tunisia might actually, put up a fight. So, yeah, maybe Netherlands might be maybe an upset. Maybe they might not go far. Looking at just the table. Yeah. So, outside of that, I think that's it for me. Honestly, every other one looks like they'll probably go through. Yeah. Yeah.
I think Brazil will be a shit country in this World Cup.
Yeah, that's what I'm. So, I mentioned Brazil, but I was like, let me not say that.
I think Brazil will be a shit. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Brazil will be terrible. US will be worse. If there's anything,
but let's not put USA in their bracket because USA is not in the bracket of Brazil and the likes of Netherlands and Germany.
True, fair enough.
They are not, yeah. I think they even I think they are there because of their host nation, not because of. I mean, obviously, because if you're a host nation,
did you see the scores of their friendlies
against? I mean, I know they lost, but I didn't really follow. I didn't follow the
embarrassing.
This you know what who is talking now. This is a Canadian talking about the USA right
now. Embarrassing. Like I'm saying that in the most Nigerian way I can. Oh my god. They're bad. And you know what makes them? One thing I have a lot of qualms with the US, right? These people have the balls to go and create like a Netflix sort of Prime Video special about qualifying for the World Cup. There's like a video talking about how the US is doing that qualifying. And I'm like, are you joking? Are you people actually serious? The World Cup that you just be there for 5 minutes, but we move. I think they're going to be terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are what those are the teams that we're looking forward to at the World Cup, and we've mentioned some of the takes we have on it. A funny story though. This one is actually mind-boggling. DR Congo's president detained their players in Congo after they qualified for the World Cup. And it was so bad that West Ham are actually looking at filing a complaint to FIFA to get their player, Wan-Bissaka, back. I don't know what's going on. It's crazy. I do understand it to an extent because DR Congo hasn't qualified. I have one of my very, very close friends, Peggy, who called me immediately they qualified for the World Cup and said, listen, his dad has been telling him that the last time they qualified for the World Cup, he was still like a child. This man is over 60. So you can understand the level of joy.
52 years is not,
the level of joy that comes with it. But to detain your players in the country for over 2-3 weeks, that's a little bit far. But hey.
No, it was just like, I mean, they played their game on the 31st of March, but then they were not allowed to leave until the 7th. So that's like a week. Because I mean, like with FIFA rules, right? It's like is within 48 hours of the game, the last game, you're supposed to come back into your club. So obviously, I infringed obviously the rules of FIFA, right? So that's why, and it was not just even West Ham. I know of other clubs. I think Espanyol as well. They had their player who was there. So a number of clubs actually, like I think, filed a complaint to FIFA about, like, the antics of the Congolese Federation and the president as well. So yeah, it was, I don't know, but I think all of them are back now, Sha. But
yeah, I think they're back now. But West Ham, which is what West Ham could not play Wan-Bissaka for the game against Leeds, which they lost. So
the FA Cup, I believe, right?
The FA Cup, yeah. So I would believe that was why. But hey, it was just a funny story to see. But I'm happy for them. 52 years is a long time, and hopefully they don't embarrass us. When I say us, I mean Africa as a whole at the World Cup. So I'm rooting for anybody African at the World Cup to go far as far as we can, and then moving on. I guess I'll let you lead this one. The NFL International Federation of American.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so I mean, I think, was it like 2 weeks ago, a week ago, NFL, that's the National Football League, and the IFAF, if I got that pronounced correctly, International Federation of American Football, they collaborated together, for like a flag football clinic in Ghana, right? So for the local educators or the coaches, whichever one you prefer, right? So that was actually good. I think this is probably the second time it's happening. So I mean, it's like, we know that flag football is like probably like the most it's like actually on the rise. A lot of people are actually playing it here on the African continent, and not just here on the African continent, across the world. We know that's actually going to make its debut in the Summer Olympics in early 2028, I believe. Yes.
Yeah.
For the first time. Yeah. So obviously, like, a lot of people are actually, like, really into the game now. It's not as dangerous as American football in itself, because obviously there's no like contact per se. So it's just you having to take off the tag, from the players, right? So obviously a lot of people are actually enjoying it. Sorry, excuse me. So yeah, that's like one thing they did. So they actually brought like the local coaches from, I think, like 11 African countries down to Ghana, right? So I think for 2 weeks, 4 days rather. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
They were there, and then obviously like they were educating them on, the basically like how to go about, like, flag football, the rules, everything that goes into it, the apparatus, all of that kind of stuff. So it was a really great time for them. I saw pictures. It was really great. Nigeria was also a part of that too as well. That was one of the countries who was, who partook in that particular clinic. So yeah, that was great. And so hopefully like we see more of that here in Nigeria. It's really big now. There's a league. I think I mentioned it the last time. Showtime football. So a lot of people are actually like really into it now. Like I think they are currently in season right now. So so we are hoping to also maybe get qualification into the Olympics.
Oh, that's so cool.
2022, 2028 rather. So yeah, kudos to everyone involved, NFL, obviously the federation here too in Nigeria as well. Everyone involved in all of this. It's really great to see. In fact, when I moved back to Nigeria, like, after like I left the Netherlands, I was into it actually, but Baba, the first time I went for the training, because the thing is, it involves a lot of hand movements, right? Because obviously you're trying to catch the ball and trying to take off the. So I remember that I think I jammed my fingers into somebody. Bro, the thing was so painful, man. Like, obviously after that, like, it's a fucking amazing game, but like the thing is that like involved. I mean, you could probably get injured easily. So I mean, I think that's why they wear gloves and everything. But
gloves, I was gonna say,
I enjoy it, but like I just feel like at this point in my life, I don't think I want to be getting like injuries on my fingers.
I feel like you'll be very good at it though, because you're very fast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're very fast.
And that was actually one of the reasons why I actually wanted to join. But with the whole like the risk involved with your fingers and
do I really want to? No risk, no reward. Now you know as it goes.
Bro, I mean, but what's the reward for me? I'm not going to go to the Olympics, right? I mean, so it's like,
who knows? You might qualify. It doesn't really matter.
Bro, I mean, you're putting thoughts in my mind, but I want my
claim to fame to say, my guy is at the Olympics. My guy is at the Olympics. I'm going there.
Oh my God.
You understand? 2028 is just a stone throw for. I mean, I'll just, take a quick plane trip there and say, hey, so please keep it. Let's do whatever it takes to get into the Olympics, We'll put the podcast on pause during that period, we don't mind. I'm sure our listeners will understand.
Right. Right. But it's just nice to see. Yeah.
I'm glad this is happening. It's always nice to see Nigerians and Nigeria as a whole, embrace other sports outside of football. Like football is the all be all for us as a sporting nation, but to see other sports rise up and get more fanfare, it's actually always nice. So I'm grateful for that, and I hope this interest continues as much as we can push it. But yeah, still speaking of the NFL, there is a brother of ours called Umar Bernard who has the potential of joining the NFL. And I'm sure if you've been on socials in the past 3 weeks, you probably have heard about him. He actually goes to HBCU. The story that came out of this guy just blew from nowhere. Basically the report is that from the NFL camp, his numbers are astronomical. Like it's crazy. I think he's 21 or 22, if I remember
21
correctly.
years old. Yeah.
21 years old, and he's a tank. He's a tank.
He's a tank.
Bro, he's well built. And why this is so interesting to me, especially, and obviously to Okwe, was that, remember we were mentioning on our previous podcast that does Nigeria actually have what it takes to produce the new NFL great NFL player. Right. And the reason why we said that was because we believe, and it's not just our belief, it's something that has been said a lot of time, that the nutritional value in Nigerian meals are not good enough to get our citizens, when I say citizens, I mean Nigerian citizens, the necessary growth, right? Like 8 in every 10 Nigerian kid is growth stunted because of the kind of nutrition they get. So now to then see, sort of like an outlier is what I'll call him, be that guy that literally came out of Nigeria, now in an NFL potential program to potentially pay for the NFL. It was lovely to see. I think a lot of people don't understand though the meaning between 7% body fat, but we will move away from that one for now. But yeah, what's your take on this?
Yeah. I mean, just to buttress on what you said, congrats to him, first of all, for making the pro day, because it's not easy, because I think he came through the NFL international program pathway, right?
Yeah.
And I think there were other Nigerians also who came through that pathway, right? But some of them didn't actually make it into the NFL draft, because the NFL draft is coming up later this month, right? So, but I think he's probably the only Nigerian, if I'm correct. Yeah. And then there's this guy from Kenya, I think his name is Joshua Weru, because I was looking at the news yesterday. Yeah. Right. So I was like, yeah, that's great, for him and Joshua as well. So yeah, it's really impressive, what he has done. Because like you said, his numbers were astronomical, were crazy, for
crazy numbers, man. Crazy numbers.
And people are really, really tipping for him to actually get a team, in the NFL. And once you just become an NFL pro player, bro, you just, blow up, and then, the money is all, so
it's all about the Benjamins, baby.
It's about the Benjamins. So everything just works out for him.
Yeah.
And then obviously that helps, to obviously inspire other people coming behind.
Of course.
They're it's possible, because he was part of them, people who felt like maybe he would never have an opportunity to actually play in the NFL. I think it was just in January, he actually moved to the US, right?
Yes, he was from a very small village as well in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Very, very small village.
And now we're in April, and there's a possibility of him actually being a pro NFL player. But that's crazy, man. So those are kind of those stories where from grass to grace. So I'm really rooting for him. And I hope that he actually succeeds, in his professional career as an NFL player. So, but yes, kudos to him. And then I'm sure there are more people coming, behind him. I know there's there are programs, in Nigeria, that actually do these things where they actually help you, prepare you to actually be a potential player. So I think there's one called Pro Sports Performance Institutes, right? And there's also Pro Prospects program. That's actually where Bernard actually comes from, right? So they're actually
nice.
there are a number of programs that are actually running now in Nigeria.
That's
prepare
cool,
people to actually get into the NFL. So congrats to those guys, and in fact, shout out to all of them that are doing all of these things, for us, because we have the people who are here that can do it. I mean, there's a huge representation of Nigerians in the NFL already, right? So it's there's now that international pathway for them to actually get in. So it's actually great. So yeah, kudos to everyone involved. Yeah,
I appreciate it, man. And I look forward to this. I guess we would have a sidebar conversation about this later on, just to dive more into the numbers in terms of, how much does it cost? How do Nigerians get involved in? Maybe we'll try and bring that information to everybody else. But yeah. So moving on to the BL updates. Basketball guy, what do you get for us now?
Yeah, so BL, well done, guys. So yeah, I mean the Kalahari conference just concluded, I think, on the 5th of April. So it ran from the 27th of March to the 5th of April, right? And it was held in South Africa. So there were 6 teams involved in that conference, and only 4 qualified, right?
Okay.
The top 4, yeah. So the teams are RSSB Tigers. Sorry, I'm reading from my laptop. That's why.
No, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Yeah.
Right. Because I mean, I don't know the names of this head of yeah. So yeah, there's RSSB Tigers from Rwanda, which is funny because they actually replaced a team called what's the name of the team now? APR, right? Because of geopolitical like reasons against the US or something like that. So they were replaced. And the funny thing is that like they were the ones that now topped the group, which is interesting.
Oh
right?
wow.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so that's one. And then the other one is Pedro de Luanda. So those ones are from Angola. Those ones have always been in the BL right from season 1, right? So congrats to them as well. Then Al Ali from Libya. There are 2 of them. There's Al Ali from Egypt, but then there's Al Ali from Libya. So this is from Libya. So that's the 3rd team. And then the last one is Dar City from Tanzania. I think this is their debut season. And then
they're playing
qualified as well. So yeah, so 4 of them. But then sadly, Nairobi City Thunder from Kenya and then Johannesburg Giants didn't qualify, which is weird because, it was played in South Africa, but then the home team didn't get qualification. In fact, they didn't even win a single game during the conference, which is a bit sad.
If that was Morocco, they would have, qualified. But, it is what it is.
I saw what you did there, Baba. But yeah, so those 2 teams didn't qualify, sadly. But yes, and so in terms of attendance, I heard like it's like actually a record. Like I think 38,677 fans actually appeared during the period of the conference, which is really great. So that means a lot of people actually came down to watch the games.
And it also means that I'm assuming, anyways. I'm assuming like the tickets are not super expensive as well to get people to come out.
I don't know the price range for the tickets, but yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it just shows that like there's interest in basketball.
In the basketball, yeah. It's always nice to see that, right? Like, I think right from the beginning, the BL have done something that's very important, which is to create awareness and to continue to build that brand awareness. And I think what they've done that makes it also very interesting is to let these players know that it's okay to play in Africa and still earn a good living. Not a decent one, but a good living, right?
Good.
And one thing that also makes the BL very interesting for me was my guy J. Cole was also playing at the beginning. He played for one of the teams as well. So it's good to see that continuation and see that it hasn't fallen off the cliff. It's continually improved year on year. So that's great for me, man. And I look forward to more updates. And when my country, Nigeria, gets to be more, big ballers in this thing as well. But
and also, so there's actually 2 conferences, Baba. So the first one was the Kalahari conference, which they just concluded. So but the second conference, which is the Sahara conference, will be starting on the 24th of this month.
Nice. Okay.
To the 3rd of May. So that's where the Nigerian team players will be participating in. So we're looking forward to that one as well. So hopefully Nigeria does well this time around, because no Nigerian side has won the BL before, right? So we're hoping that like this time around they actually go on and lift the trophy this time around. So but yeah, so that's like coming up. And then the final phase of the competition is between the 22nd of May and the 31st of May in Kigali.
Okay.
So that's when the title, or someone who is going to win the title is going to be announced. So that's when they'll play all the games, the final 8 teams. So yeah, so looking forward to that pretty much.
Yeah, and I want to put this out there. I want to go to Rwanda one day, so this might be a good opportunity. So if you're listening, sir, Mr. President, we can get the Jersey 22 team out there.
Kagame,
we'll love that. We'll love that. But moving on. Club football rounds up. Arsenal.
Yo, fam.
What's going on?
Bro, and we said this notes even before they lost against Bournemouth yesterday. So it's like we already like saw something, or how are we seeing it?
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Arsenal does not have the pedigree to win the league. Wait
first. So are you saying that outrightly now that Arsenal are going to
fumble
the league?
I genuinely think they're going to fumble. I genuinely think that, you can't play the way they play. And again, you win however you want to win, dirty, clean, it doesn't really matter to me. But when you're over-reliant on that same one direction, it shows. You get found out. I was actually having this conversation with my cousin a few weeks ago when at the naming ceremony of my, so I'm an uncle now to a little boy.
Congrats, bro.
Appreciate it. And I was having this conversation with my cousin, and I said, listen, Arsenal is not going to win the league. The way they play, they have the talent, but when you have a coach that does not play to the strength of a striker, there is a problem.
But what if the striker is not good enough?
No. I genuinely think, I would give strikers a lot of stick, but I genuinely think that Gyökeres has not been given the level of support that he needs.
I don't think it's good
enough. In the terms of the way Arsenal plays,
Mm.
I don't think he has been given the level of support, right? And I when you look at Arsenal, the way they play, bro, it's just like, what are we doing here, man? But yeah, I can't wait. And the thing is, I give a lot of Arsenal. When I post on my personal social, a lot of Arsenal fans, they come on me and tell me, we'll carry it. I say, no problem. Wise man
if you
once
ask me,
said,
I still think they would just
win it by a little.
Win it, yeah.
Just get it, okay.
Okay. They will just win it. But then it just shows you that, like, mentally they are not there yet, because I mean there was a time we're talking about like winning 4 trophies, right? But now they're just in 2 of them, right? And that Champions League, they might probably win Bayern Leverkusen, right, to go on to the next. Sorry, I said Sporting Lisbon.
Sporting Lisbon, yeah.
But I don't think they will go on to win the Champions League. I don't think so. I don't see it happening, right? So, but then the Premier League, I think they will win it. But I mean, I might be wrong. Even though obviously I'm a Chelsea fan, right? Obviously, I don't want them to win it, but I think they've done enough, just enough for them to win the Premier League this time around, right? I mean, let's give Arteta, some slack, because the guy has tried. Let's not lie, he has tried. He has tried, right? Obviously, but like you can tell that like the players are fatigued too as well, and they have a long injury list as well. So I mean, some of the players have been playing too many games.
All those ones that are stories that
I know. Look, I'm trying to maybe give them excuses here and there, but I don't know what I'm saying is, but I think I want Arsenal to win the league.
No way.
I don't know what I'm saying is, but I think I want them to win
Arsenal winning the league. I know
coming from a Chelsea fan is like, what are you on about, bro? Like, what you saying?
I will say this. As a United fan, right, I actually think I want City to win this league.
To win again?
I feel like City winning has no, what's the word I'm looking for? Has no added effect. Like, it's not like
there's no bearing to it.
Exactly. Then if Arsenal win it,
everybody
football will be insufferable.
You get what I'm saying?
Like, football will be just. So for me, I genuinely, and I said it with my full chest. Come for me if you want to. I could not give a rat's ass.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess like it starts with Man City winning Chelsea today.
Against Chelsea,
yeah. So we'll see how that goes.
I'm loving it. Like on the sideline, I love the way they've gone from we're gonna win 4 trophies.
Who does manage the Premier League
now, and then now they're in trouble, because for me, I just see them fumbling the bag. The league is, I think they don't have enough, what's the word I'm looking for? Leaders in that squad to actually say, guys, let us push, let us do this. And Arteta as well, I think for a manager with that level of players, with that level of talent, playing in that one-dimensional way is actually criminal, in my opinion. Like, playing in that way where you're over-reliant on just corner kicks is just like, what are we doing? Like, against Bournemouth, apparently they spanned like, they got 11 corners.
Wow.
11. Haba.
Anyways, maybe they watch.
And listen, I'll say this here. If Arsenal wins the Champions League, I will shave my head.
Bro, that's the one I don't want them to win.
If they win the Champions League, I'll shave my hair. Every single thing, I'll be bald.
Bro, I'll go in hiding for like 2 years. In fact, like nobody see me because
they can't win it, man.
No, we won't hear the last of it. We will not hear. And because they're not part of us, right? So they've not won the Champions League before in their lives.
Nope.
So it's like they now want to come and before me. We said no, please, no, we don't fear that one. Do you understand? So yeah,
If you manage the Premier League, I'll just take that one, as far, But that Champions League, no way, never,
no way,
never. But okay, maybe they watch.
But yeah, but who do you think is going to win the Champions League though?
And Bayern, bro, I'm all for Bayern this time around.
Interesting.
So I really want them to win. I mean, maybe I'm biased because company and everything, right? So, but yeah, I do want I do want Bayern Munich to actually win this time around, right? My second favorite will be Barcelona.
Okay.
I mean, giving like ties with Messi and everything before. Maybe that's why. But yeah, I definitely want Bayern to win this time around. So,
okay.
You?
I think PSG. I think
PSG,
I like
okay.
PSG. PSG
Why?
will be a great
they won
team.
it last time, right? You want them to win
Yeah,
the
I
game?
don't mind them winning it. They're not a troublesome team. They're great.
Bro, they
team
spanked us, man. So because of that, no, definitely not. Yeah, I don't
You're
want
coming from a point of, for you. I get it.
Yeah,
I understand that. I respect it. But I think they're a good side, and I think they're also a very unpredictable side. So, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, moving on to the last thing.
Yeah.
Who we started this, I think, the last 2 episodes, but yeah, we're gonna try and continue it as well. Who's your player of the month for March?
So this is it's not the usual footballer here. So I actually took my time to actually do this research and come up with the player of the month for myself. So I don't know if you know her though, but her name is Sarah Ogoke. Do you know who that is?
No, I don't.
Okay, cool. So yeah, she's she's a retired, the Tigress player. So she was actually part of the, winning sides, for our basketball team. Right. So and given that last month was Women's History Month. So I was yeah, definitely Sarah Okogie is my player of the month, right? She also actually retired last month as well. Because,
I think I read about that actually.
You read that?
Yeah, I read about that. Yeah.
So
I
definitely she's my player of the month. So she's the only African player ever to win 5 consecutive.
Yeah, I think that's what I read.
FIBA Afro female basketball titles. Nobody has ever done it. She's the only one, right? So yeah, she's up there. You understand? Nobody is touching her pretty much. I mean, maybe later on, but for now, she's the only one, right? And that's history right there, right? Then what else? So she was also part of the Tigress, remarkable 29 games unbeaten run, So that's between 2015 and 2025. Right. So that's great stuff. And then outside of being a basketballer, she is also a surgeon as well. So look, the woman is just, chef's kiss pretty much, right? So yeah, kudos to her.
There is something very unique about women and women in sports, especially from in general. A lot of them seem to be so smart. I'm talking they're in school while they're playing.
Yeah.
And they're not in school for small boy courses, and no course is small. Let's just put it that way. But I'm talking doctors, lawyers, surgeons, researchers, scientists. My wife Alonzi also is in that field.
There's even this babe Shenwa Degun who was also part of the bobsled team. That went to the Winter Olympics. I think she's also a cherry proctor or something like that. So she's also really doing well for herself.
They always seem to be very like that. But it could. I don't want to devalue what they've achieved, but it could also be because of the reason where their sport doesn't pay as much, but also they want to educate themselves. Or generally they just want to educate themselves. Imagine being a doctor, a surgeon, and also coaching a basketball team. I could barely juggle my life right now as is, let alone be doing so many things at the same time. I'm really that's a very, very good pick. Now my pick just looks very basic.
No, bro,
you've destroyed
me. No pressure. But
no pressure. Wow, pressure. Wow. Pressure. Wow, man.
Don't kill me,
pressure. Wow. My player of the month, who is African descent, but is not quite African, is Michael Olise. And the reason why I picked Michael Olise is that he's been really amazing. He's one of those players where he doesn't really say much. You don't get a lot of interviews from him. You don't get a lot of conversation from him.
He's very nonchalant.
He gives that nonchalant vibes. But boy, is he a baller. Boy, is he good.
He's a baller.
For when he played for France against Belgium, against Brazil, destroyed them. In the Champions League as well, destroyed teams. His numbers this season what we call Ballon d'Or level numbers, but he's not getting the level of PR that Lamine Yamal is getting, for example. And Yamal is
I think
amazing.
it's intentional though. I think it's
Really?
intentional. I heard that like it doesn't even have like a deal.
Yeah,
with
I saw that with any boots company. Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
and he said it's his own decision. Like he doesn't want to have any of that. So I think it's just like he himself telling like he doesn't want the attention. He just wants to play football. And that's
and
it.
enjoy
Like,
himself. Yeah.
Traditional footballer. All these modern footballers. They want all of you to be in their faces pretty much. Right? He doesn't want any of that. He just wants to come and ball. Drop the assists, drop the goals, go back to his house, be with his family, and then come back on the pitch. The next time around, and that's it for him. Do you understand? So it's not the typical modern footballer.
Yeah. The other thing that I saw of him online, which was very, very funny, was I think they had finished a game. I don't know if it was a Champions League game or a Bundesliga game, and he and Jamal Musiala were coming down the tunnel to kind of go. As he saw like mics and cameras interviewing people, my guy was turned back
the other way,
and they called him. And I think someone from the Bayern media team had to call him, like, come and interview. Come here. You have to do this. And he came like not shruggy, but he came like reluctantly. And Jamal Musiala was the only one talking. I just saw my guy just nodding his head and just yeah. But he's a very, very good player, and I wish him all the best. Also, he has Nigerian roots, so obviously, rep Michael Olise.
Even Musiala too has Nigerian roots too.
Musiala too has Nigerian roots too as well. Former Chelsea boy, but hey, you guys let him go. What can I say? But yeah, I guess that is it. Is there anything else you wanted to add to this?
That's it for me, man. That's it for me. That's it. What am I looking forward to? What's happening? Oh yeah, probably BL. That's pretty much it. Obviously, the rest of the Premier League is going to be a nice, run in, for the title. So looking forward to that, for sure. Yeah, and then obviously the World Cup later on. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah, that's good. All right then. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in to another episode. We appreciate it. We'll catch you in the next one. Take good care of yourselves.
Cheers, guys.
Peace.
Bye.